What's up, everybody? Nick back here with you from Project Central, and today we're working on my favorite type of project. Those are the free projects, or very cheap. I'm trying to make progress on the Jeep by, I've got to redo the Crossmember, got to redo the front shock towers, and a bunch of welding on the front end. But to do that, I've got to get the front of the Jeep jacked up without the axle in the way. And I've got this love-hate thing going on with my lift right now. I love that I've got one. The scissor lift is really cool, really handy. But for stuff like underbelly work and transmission work, it just doesn't lend itself very well to that because it really limits the access. I need to get the front of this Jeep where it can sit on its own weight while we're doing the Crossmember and the front shock towers and some other odd and end welding. And how are we going to do that? As you can see, I've got a bunch of these 3-ton Jackstands from Harbor Freight. These are the old pre-lawsuit ones, so I keep them just kind of smushed all the way down so I don't have to worry about them killing me. But that means they're short. They're only about 15 inches tall when you do this, or 16 inches tall. And the front of the Jeep where I'm gonna put the Jackstands like right here is like 32 inches. So that means I need to build some risers or some wooden Jackstands. These are very common. This style is very common. People do these all the time, but I'm gonna show you my take on them. It's gonna be a little different, but still the same. I was fortunate that one of my good friends works for a builder, and they're building houses right around the corner from me. So that means there's a ton scrap 2x4s. So basically we're gonna build some wooden Jackstands. These are gonna be cool because in the future, if I need to set a car down on them, the tire can sit on them. But I'm gonna also make them where you can put some Jackstands on them. Let's get to it. Like I said, we went and grabbed a bunch of scrap. Nice. So we got the miter saw out. You could absolutely do this with like a circular saw and a square, but we've got to make like 40 pieces at 18 inches long, so rolled the miter saw out here to the driveway. Let's get chopping. So I got 40 pieces at 18 inches long cut. We're over here at the welding table, which, yes, it's the welding table and we're working with wood, but it's also the clamping table, right? So I built it with the slat so I can slide clamps in. So let's go get some pieces, and we did have to spend a little bit. I know I said free, but let's asterisk that and go cheap. I had to buy a couple tubes of liquid nails. I thought I had some, but the ones I had were absolutely destroyed. So I had to go buy some new ones. Anyways, let's get this laid out right quick. So for this, we're going to be using some of these drywall screws. I really thought I had a bunch more, but running kind of low. I will have to keep that in mind. Ooh, that one's absolutely destroyed. I'll have to keep that in mind for future projects. So this project is going to be pretty simple. I never said I was a complicated man, but do you remember Lincoln Logs from being a kid? Those of us that are old enough for that, it'll be pretty simple. We're just gonna stack these up like Lincoln Logs. These are 18 inches long, each one of them. So just line the corners up, just a dab of glue at each corner. Just a dab will do ya. I think I'm only going to do one screw at each joint. First one built. It is 15 inches tall. We used 20 2x4s cut to 18 inches long, and then two 2x6s cut to 18 inches long to make the top. Speaking of the top, that is one of the things that I think this set's going to separate itself a little bit. I mean, this is a pretty common shop upgrade, and one that I should have done a long time ago. You know, there's a few shop upgrades that I think everybody should do, and I'm starting to think that this might be one of them. Let me go get the other one built real quick, and we will go get them put under the Jeep. Did you see that bird? That's crazy. Alright, so here we are next morning. Ran out of time last night. Baby wanted to go to the park. Wife wanted to go on a date. So, here we are. But that did allow our platforms to cure overnight. Make sure all the glue is nice and glued, dried. So, next step is we've got to get this front axle. We got to put our wheels and tires on it. So we're going to go mock those up right quick. And my freezer's beeping. Hope you guys can't hear that. So we're going to put our wheels and tires on so we can roll that front axle out. And we got to take some quick measurements to know where we're going to put our shock towers in the future. So let me go grab those and I'll BRB. Alright, if you haven't caught any of my previous videos talking about these are Goodyear Wrangler MTR Kevlar stickies. Some old race tires I bought used. They're pretty rough, but they're 40 by 13.5 on 17-inch rims. That's what I've got, so that's what I'm going to run. Next vehicle I build is not going to be four-wheel drive and big tires. This is ridiculous. Okay. Big tires are so much fun. Alright, there's one side. Well, the time has come. The time has come to wrestle that axle out. So, yippee! You know what's really fun? Dealing with giant heavy stuff all by yourself. Alright, okay. Woo-hoo. That my friends is some beef. Alright, let's attack this with a broom. Now we got that all swept up. Let me show you what we're working with underneath, a little bit easier, a little bit cleaner, so to say. Okay, so the plan is, the next plan for doing the Crossmember is I've got these mounts, link arm, upper lower mount, right? So there's going to be a tab that comes off here. Anyways, there's some more pieces, but basically what's going to happen is this is going to get put way back there on the frame, and then incorporated somehow into it is going to be the Crossmember. I'm going to do a 3-piece Crossmember. So this side will be welded on with the link bracket. This side, get out of the way, host. This side will be welded on with the other link bracket, and the middle will be removable in case I ever have to do transmission work or transfer case, or doubler work. So my Jeep, I do have a doubler back there, 231 to Dana 300 doubler. So next up, we need to get our platforms in place and get the Jeep front of it lowered down and get this lift out of the way. Well, so there we have our almost free, super cheap garage essential, the wooden jack stands. These are awesome, really help make the front of this Jeep a lot more stable with these Harbor Freight jack stands on top of them. It's really going to allow me a lot more access underneath, not having to worry about collapsing or falling over. They've got a nice wide base. Great, cheap, almost free shop upgrade that I am probably going to be using for a long time. And I should have built these a long time ago. So let me know, what do you think about these? Are these, have you ever built a set of these? Do you use something similar? I know they've got the foam ones that they use for like race car people use in their pits, which is pretty cool. But anyways, let me know what you think. And do what you always do, everybody. Take care of one another. And I'll see you next time where we're working on the Jeep or something else. Too many projects. Peace.